Hi, well, Valverine here, doing issue 47, stage 47 of the Back to the Future DeLorean. Still working on the dashboard, although we're going to work on the steering column and finish up the dashboard today. I'm going to start off with the bottom part of our steering column here, or rather our steering column base. And let's start setting up. Windshield wiper switch. So if I have that the right way. And our turn signal and horn. And that's going to take 2 BP screws. And like everything else, there's definitely attention to detail here. I'll see if I can't get it to properly zoom in on these. See the wiper indicators and the horn and lights on here. And of course, these are going to move a little bit and jiggle and wiggle. Not as much when I tighten it, but they're still supposed to move. And we'll take that and we're going to add that to our piece from last week. Okay, stick that like that. That's going to sit in like this. But let's grab a couple of FP screws and then lock it in place. And of course, I got Back to the Future soundtrack playing in the background here. Good. Well, why wouldn't I? Okay. Next, we're going to take our little bracket here and add it on to the final piece of our dashboard, or dashboard cover, whatever you like to call it. Just going to get a couple of BP screws as well. And of course, I got all this stuff lined up ahead of time, so it's easy to find. And I gotta admit, I don't actually recognize this song from the soundtrack, but most of us probably only remember the theme and like Power of Love and obviously Johnny Be Good. Okay, got our little bracket on there, and you can see that's going to be for our steering column itself. And that's just going to sit right there. Make sure I don't have wires on there. There we go. Lock that in, or hold that in for a minute. It's going to take FP screws. Start on the outside edges here. Just going to help hold it in place. Get that nice and tight. Go ahead and tighten the edge here. There we go. There we go. Now one more FP screw to finalize this guy. There we go. Of course, you can see the connection here, the wire's hanging out. So we can plug this stuff in later. For our next step, to get our steering column in here. So we're going to attach our steering wheel. And then just to give you an idea for scale, I don't have Pepsi free, but here's a Pepsi product. To give you an idea how big our steering wheel is. Alright. I'll take our BM screw. I'm going to lock this guy into place here. There we go. Get that set up so that turns, and that's like this. Nice and flat. And lock him into place. Oop. Dope. Let's do that again. This is one of those where it's going to be kind of a tight fit to get it to do what you want. There's been a couple of those throughout this where the screws just don't want to go in because the piece you're trying to put it on actually turns as well. There we go. There's our steering wheel will turn our steering column, which obviously will move the wheels at the end, or the tires, whatever you'd like to refer to them as. And that feels a little loose to me, so if I tighten it up a little more. Might have just been that side. Okay. Took our steering wheel, last piece of that here. Let's pop that into place. Oop. Well, shoot. Sorry about that. Using stuff to try to keep this held in place, and my weights fell. Alright. I'll bring our center console. Again, nice details on there. We're going to add our steering column to that. Although in this case, we're going to do that upside down. We're going to take our last two FP screws. There we go. Going to be our next assembly piece here. Try to move the wire a bit. It'll come down here. And that's going to go under here and through. For our assembly.